Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining the webinar today. I'm Dan, and I, like you, have been working from home. At Advantage, we've always had our employees spread out around the country and working remotely, so we're no strangers to what it takes to keep business going and to keep everybody informed. We use our software, and we wanted to share with you, our partners, some tips and techniques that we've used over the years to make communication seamless. At a very basic level, it's all about communications, keeping everybody informed on what they have to do, when things need to get done, tracking it all so you have a history of what has taken place on projects, and of course, timekeeping. That's something that we all need to keep up on. The way I'm going to do this webinar is I'm going to set up different scenarios. And then I'm going to demo some of the communication techniques that we've used in Advantage over the years to make these scenarios happen. In this first scenario, we're going to start with a very simple communication. We need to let the team know that a meeting is going to take place about a specific job, and let's make the assumption that the job jacket is already open. I've logged into the system, and you see I have two tabs that are opening up automatically by default when I open. One is a calendar, and one is the job jacket that I've opened for this project. So for this simple communication, we're going to start this with a calendar. Let's say I need to start this communication on the 24th. I'm going to right-click, create a new activity. From the activity window, I'm going to select meeting, give it a subject, we'll leave the time as is, normal priority, no reminder, and the job that I'm going to select to associate with this meeting is the job jacket that I've opened. Now I'm going to select the employees that I want in my meeting. Next, I can go ahead and add details to this meeting. So what I might add is the actual meeting invite. Now this is remote, so we're going to use GoToMeeting. And there is my invite for GoToMeeting. I could also input some instructions on this. This is a rush project to get everybody keyed up for this. And I could also attach files. If I had a file that I need to attach, maybe it's some brand standards or something that I need the team to review, I could attach that file directly into this communication. So I've set up the remote meeting. I've selected my employees that I want this to go to. I've selected a job that I want to associate this with, and I'm going to save it. And there it is. There's my meeting right there. Now also, on the job jacket, I've started to collect that history. There is that alert right there for that meeting. Start date, due date, who the time is, and there's that actual link to the remote team for that meeting. And also, the entire remote team has received an alert. There is that meeting. So, what have we gained with this? We have the communication. As people comment on this, those comments will be captured. Can't make that day at client. Let's reschedule. And all the comments are going to be captured and date and time stamped. So we started the communication, we've started the thread of communication as these people are commenting on this alert, all those comments are going to be captured. Maybe now we just need to add another person. Maybe we pull Alan out of the mix here and just add somebody else or let the existing people go. But this is a very basic communication. If there were files attached to this, those files would be down here. So that's a very basic communication that was done in the system to a remote team for a remote meeting. I'm going to reset some of my tabs here. I have a piece of art that I need to route to several people who are working from home to get their feedback. Again, very simple to do within the system. So I'm going to start with my job jacket again. And in this case, I'm going to right click. And now this is an assignment. I'm asking people to do things. They need to review the piece of artwork that I'm about to attach. So I'm going to create a new assignment. Since I'm starting it from a job jacket, it is automatically going to be at the job component level. And it's to review attached art. And of course, we're going to give it to our friend Alan and let's say Amanda and Lisa. We want these team members to review the piece of art. Maybe Marge is the manager of the department, so we need to keep her informed too. So I'm going to CC her on any of the communications. I could go ahead and put instructions here. And in this case, now I'm going to take the piece of art that I need to be reviewed and simply drag it into the box at the bottom. And in this case, it's bread JPEG. This is a high priority. We need it done pretty quickly. And I'm going to just send it to the group. That's it. That's all I have to do to get this communication going. This assignment has been sent. On the job jacket, anybody can go ahead and they can look at the assignments and see, well, there it is. Review the attached art. It was actually last updated on 4/22/11/11. There is no due date on it, and it's assigned to multiple people. The green indicator here indicates that there is an attached file. When the assignees look at their desktop, they're going to see now that they have a card for that review. We also have the option to send an email notification, and in that email notification is a hot link that will bring them into the system. Or they can just respond, and their response will become part of the comments in that communication. So that is an assignment, and that now has been pushed to multiple people. If I open it, of course, I'll see, just like the alert, I'll see who it went to, who it CC'd, the attached art, and if anyone's made comments on this. All the comments are collected. So all the comments are collected, and they're part of this assignment. So the communication string stays within this assignment on that job for that client. That's it. It truly is that simple to send an assignment to people, and everyone sees it. So now let's take this assignment and let's add a little detail to it. Let's say I really want to start managing when I need this feedback back by. Well, very simply, I could just put a date in. That's it. Now that date is going to appear in the assignment on everyone's desktop, in all the dashboards, on their mobile application. So no matter where they are, whether they're logged in or not, they're going to be able to see the details of this assignment. Also, it appears in the calendar now, since I've added a date. There's that assignment that we just created. So if one of my remote team members is working from their calendar, they see their assignments and they can click into it and get the details. And there's the details of that assignment. All right, managing our team remotely. One of the big things that is a challenge for managers is resource management because you really can't talk to your team members to see how busy they are or the staff or how overloaded a department is. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to rely on the technology. So purposely in this assignment, I had no hours associated with it. Well, I'm going to do a couple things right now. I'm going to say, well, let's say we really want to start working on this next week. So all of a sudden, I'm saying it's due on the 23rd and I'm starting it on the 20th. Now, as a manager, I want to add a couple things to really make this something that is going to roll up into resource management. I can very simply click on the hours icon in the ribbon at the top and say, okay, Alan, I want Alan to work 3 hours on this. I want Amanda to put 1 hour into it. And I want Lisa to put 2 hours into it. And again, that's it. Now, if I look at my allocated hours, it's 6. So I've got 6 hours allocated for these people. Again, very, very easy to do. And all that information rolls up into the resource manager in the calendar, specifically the availability tab. So there's one other thing I want to add to this that's really going to help me communicate with my teams. And because we're not getting that FaceTime, that one-on-one, maybe I just need to put a little reminder in here for everybody to see. And I could put that reminder in the form of a checklist. And since this checklist is user definable, you can use it for absolutely everything. So this is a baking ad. Let's say, what kind of flour will we be using? Maybe that's one checklist item. Maybe that's important. Um, can this be made without yeast? Do we have any stock photography for this banner ad? So now these are just things that maybe we need to think about and we need to check on as people are reviewing the file that was sent up, in this case, the artwork. So what we're doing is we're remotely routing this to this group. And as we showed earlier, you can easily add people and remove people to this. That's it. That's how we communicate all the time. There's one other technique that I want to show, and this is the technique of using a routed assignment for communications. And it's the same. I'm going to use this off of the job jacket, right click, new assignment. And in this case, I'm going to select a routed assignment. Now you can actually preset these routes. Now these routes are going to, let's say we're going to do the copy route this time. And the first time it's going to go to Amanda, the very first step. Next step, it's going to go to Rick for proofreading. Next step, it's going to go to Alan to review the copy. Amanda's in California. Rick is in North Carolina. And Alan is in New Jersey. So it doesn't matter where these people are. This is to create copy. Let's just send this to Alan initially. And I'm going to set this as a high priority, and it's off. There it is. It's now on Alan's desktop. It needs to have the copy created, and when he's done, all he's going to do is maybe he's going to go ahead and put his time in, because like I said earlier, timekeeping is important, and he's going to move it to the proofreader, who's in some other remote location. And that's it. Send, and now that's off. He would attach the copy that needs to be proofread. Now, if you notice that also, the comments are automatically date and time stamped. Alan has a time in custody. So this is the time he got it, and this is the time he passed it off. And it is no longer on his desktop. So that's using a routed assignment. It's very, very simple to create these assignments and these communications to keep everybody informed. We did all of those from the job jacket, but there's another technique that we use here regularly, not from the job jacket. In this case, I'm going to create an alert, so a communication or an assignment, doesn't matter, either one, and I'm going to create it at a level that's not associated with a specific job jacket. The advantage of associating an alert or an assignment with a job jacket for the user is they could very easily, at any time, click on the clock, add their time, and save. And that's it. There's 2 hours, just add it to my timesheet. Easy timesheet entry. But let's say I just need to get a communication out about a particular client and I don't have a job. I could just click on the plus. Now in this case, I am going to select the level that I want this at. I can do it at the office level, the client, division product, job, or job component. I don't want to do a job or job component this time. I want to do it at the client level. Going to select my client. Let's use Applebee's. And this is start the new marketing plan for Q4. Maybe I put some instructions in here. I attach files to it. And I'm going to select who it goes to. I can select the individual employees, or I could select an alert group. So let's say I want this entire team to be notified of this. And there's the entire team. I can set due dates and due times, and that's it. I'm going to send the communication. Now this communication, Alan is in the mix. So when I send it, it will show up for Alan. So there it is, right there. Notice there's a lot less detail because the level that I sent it at. Also, notice there's no timekeeping. That's because it's not associated with a job. However, if anyone's working remotely from home, no matter where they are, they see that alert. That alert has gone to them. Also, can show up in their email. They see who it is, and then everyone could comment on it. This comment field really becomes like a Slack channel. It's a channel specifically for, in this case, we're talking about the client Applebee's. So if it's associated with a job, that communication is on that job. So these are just some of the things that we do here at Advantage using our software and the cards and communications to keep everybody informed. Thanks very much, everybody. I hope you get a couple ideas on how you can use the software to help during these difficult times. Everybody, please be safe. And if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate. Give me a call directly. Call our software support team. We're just here to help. Thanks very much.